I don't take requests, I'm not a jukebox. I'm impressed I didn't cuss there. So, normally when I do these shows, I play 2 sets. So this is the last song of the first part. Gives you a chance to talk amongst yourselves. But for those in the crowd shouting requests, which one? Excuse me? No, I'm not asking for requests. Just shut the fuck up. If the last 31 years have not proven to you that I'm not a puppet, tonight will not change your mind. But being an accommodating soul, in the second set, which comes about 20 minutes after the cessation of this moment, I tend to play songs that you might know and lost your virginity to. We'll get there, but that is assuming that you have lost your virginity. Let's just put it this way. I'm from Chicago, and Chicago's a lot like this town. And if you know what I mean by that, you'll know not to fuck with me. Let's just say, occasionally along the way, I made the mistake of fucking with Shirley Manson, and I learned you don't fuck with Shirley Manson. So this is an old cowboy song, and this is how we'll end. Angels come to paint the desert nightly when the moon is beaming brightly along the Santa Fe Trail. Stardust scattered all along the highway on the rainbow-colored skyway along the Santa Fe Trail. Beside you, I'm riding every hill and down, while shadows hide you like a pretty purple veil. And there behind the tail I found you, and the mountains that surround you are the walls that built around you along the Santa Fe Trail. Beside you, I'm riding every hill and down, white shadows hide you like a pretty purple veil. And there behind the town I found you, and the mountains that surround you are the walls that built around you along the Santa Fe Trail. along the Savage Trail. As she always was in baby light, in naked love. You're a part of me, a one, a grand design, and setting sun. If you wait, I will wait. Taste, I will taste. If you love, I will love. Run, I will run to my last friend. Last night I turned around and thought I saw myself drowning inside the strangest dream of life and love, and cities floating awake in my arms. You cry unharmed, age of the hours, but they still devour it all. So take it on, I doubt it will. Well, now it's gone, 'cause we've been here since time began. They got away to make these plans. Whoa, opens, reveals broken man, and soon there's no chance of blood on his hands. If you wait, I will wait. Taste, I will taste. If you love, I will love. Run, I will run to my last breath. Last night I turned around, I thought I saw myself turning. Last night I turned around and thought I watched the world ending. Inside the crushing down, I felt the pain, the tide was turning, destroying their way. The jealous embrace, tell this world down, despite God above, with his own love. With his own love. If you wait, if you wait, if you wait, I will wait. Taste, I will taste. If you love, I will love. Run, I will run to my last breath. far I have to go. Deep in thought I forgive everyone. As the cluttered streets greet me once again, I know I can't be late. Someone's waiting on the table. Tomorrow's just an excuse to wait. So I pull my collar up and face the cold on my own. The hourglass beneath my bare feet, and the blasphemy in my own jangly wall. Steeple got me till my heart hung. The sun is out and up and down again. I know I'll make it. Love can last forever. Graceful swans I've never toppled to the earth. And you can make it last forever. You can make it last forever. You can make it last. Before I'm gone, when I lose myself, wrapped up in the pleasures of the world. I've journeyed here and there and back again, but in the same old haunts I still find a friend. Mysteries not ready to reveal, sympathies I'm ready to return. I'll make the effort. Love can last forever. Graceful swans I've never toppled to the earth. Tomorrow's just an excuse. Tomorrow's just an excuse. But you can make it last forever. You can make it last forever. You can make it last forever. You forever. You.
That goes for the people taking the selfies in the front row.
I believe love talk about with me. Is it true? Do I care? Honestly, you can try to wipe the memories aside, but it's you which you erase. 'Cause there's no place that I could be without you. It's too far to discard the life I once knew. Honestly, all the weather storms I bring just a picture of my needs. Cause when I think of you as mine, and I allow myself the time to lead into the life we want, I feel love, honestly. I feel love, it's honestly. I believe you mean the best that life can bring. I believe in it all. Honestly, you can try. Your heart is just as long as mine. Is it ours to let go? Cause there's no place that I can be without you. It's too dark to discover the life I once knew. Honestly, a simple rhyme is not enough to cover up the pain and us. Cause when I think of you as mine, to lead into the life we turn, to lead into the life we want, I feel love, honestly. I'll make you choke so you must laugh, or break your heart so you must have. Is this no way to get us back? I feel love, honestly. I don't know. It's honestly. There's no place that I could be without you. Yeah, there's no place that I can be without you. Yeah, there's no place that I can be without you. Yeah, there's no place that I can be without you, honestly.
Thank you very much. Thank you. As some of you know, I grew up in a very strange circumstance where my mother and father had me when they were 19, and then my parents split up. My father took my brother out of the country, and I was left with my mother, who had some serious issues, was institutionalized in a mental hospital, and I never lived with my mother after that. I went to live with my great-grandmother, who was born in Belgium, barely spoke English, but treated me better than anyone ever treated my life, and I had this idyllic year at 4 years old of being in my great-grandmother Martha's care with my grandfather, her son, my mother's father. And I didn't hear from my father for a year or so, and one day he just showed up and said, "Come with me." And I found myself living in a motorhome, which, if you know what that is, it's like a trailer with wheels. And he was remarried, and then suddenly I was in this new family. My brother, who had left when he was quite young, didn't know who I was. The first day I was there, my brother leapt on me like a panther and bit a chunk out of my back that big. And that was my start of that journey. My father was incarcerated multiple times, and when I was about 11, he got into really serious trouble and went into jail at the time for, I believe it was 12 years. He was able to somehow wrangle himself out of the situation. I won't say how. You'll have to read the book for that one. Let's just say it wasn't legal. And at some point in that maelstrom, before he went to jail, my brother Jesse was born. And he was born, at first we thought He was like every other baby. And we quickly realized that he wasn't healthy. He had open heart surgery when he was like maybe 6 months old. And he had a rare chromosomal disorder, which is related to Down syndrome, but is a different pair of chromosomes. And at the time that he was born in 1977 or something like that, there was only 100 reported cases in the entire world. So they didn't really know what my brother's situation was, but we were told very early on that he would never walk, talk, or and that basically we should put him in a state home, and he would literally be just throw him away. To my stepmother's credit, she refused to do that, and we raised him as best we could with every benefit of older brothers. My stepmother's great story is the day that we used him for a base. He was second base. She makes it sound very dramatic, but when we got to second base, we just had to touch his head. Stepping on him. And he had quite a big afro. My brother was one of the first generation of, and I use this word loosely, disabled people in America to engage in a program called, I think they called it mainlining or streamlining, where he was put into quote-unquote normal classes. So at 16 years old, he was fully confronted not only with his disability, but the fact that he wasn't like all the other kids. And my response to that was give him the Metallica Black Album. And I will say, my brother is a vicious metal fan. With incredibly good taste, Ben. Thank you. And so, it's fine. And somewhere along the way, my brother got married, and to another young woman who was disabled. And that lasted for a few years. I didn't judge it, but it didn't seem like love in appearances. When they made the decision to get a divorce, her family went to try to go after my brother because they were so sure that he was sitting on a bunch of money from me. And so my brother was tormented by this situation. After he was divorced, he came out as gay, and my brother now lives as a gay man in the world. I'm very proud of my brother because for someone who started under such incredibly difficult circumstances, he lives his life with complete conviction and passion. And so I'd like to play a song I wrote for my brother around 1992. No, it wasn't that song. No, it's actually that song.
Watch me, death define my life. I don't need, I don't care, please. I wanna go home, I wanna go home. before I'm dead and gone. And any way you choose me, it won't be wrong. And any way you choose me, we won't be long. We won't be long. Won't be long. We won't be long. Faithless morns, calling up your arms from rivers I have crossed. In your magic, no one's lost. And I'll kiss anyone tonight. And I'll leave with anyone this night. Am I the only one you see? Raised from the path of revelry. Spells for friend, webs catching still in a tunnel eternity. Divine purpose catching free. And I'll leave with anyone this night. And I'll kiss anyone tonight. Am I the only one you see? Cease from the wrath and revelry. Am I the only one who says it's the matter? Love's the actor. What you are after is queen. Don't leave me, please believe me, 'cause I'm so easy to know. Am I the only one you see? Raised from the path of revelry. Am I the only one you see?
I'm not much for dedications, but I would like to dedicate the song to someone from here. As some of you know, I work in professional wrestling. It's my other job. And I'd like to dedicate this song to my brother Drew Galloway, Drew McIntyre, who's crushing in the WWE. Yeah, something.
Time is never time at all. You can never ever leave without leaving a piece of you. And the lives of love ever change. We will never be the same. The more you change, the less you feel. Believe in me. That life can change, that you're not stuck in vain. We're not the same, but different. And you know we never shall, but you surely couldn't be right if you held yourself up till that line. And the end was never fade in your city by the lake, the place where I was born. In the resolute urgency of now. And if you believe there's not a chance tonight. We'll crucify the innocence tonight. We'll make things right, we'll feel it all tonight. We'll find a way to offer up that night. The indescribable moments of your life. The impossible is possible tonight. Believe in me, yes, I believe.
somebody hitting females in the back of the head. Carry on. Shut up! Hey!
It's all good, man. It's all good. I can't kill you with volume, but I can kill you with sorrow. Whatever you said, man. Just cut the puppet strings and let me free. This next song comes from an album called Adore. Most people didn't like it at the time. Yes, they were waiting. In this particular song, do you want to hear the story? I'm not going to keep playing it and talking, I honestly. This particular fantastic. As long as he's okay with you sharing that. I woke up, wrote the song, and an hour later we were in the studio, James Darcy and I, and we recorded this song. And the version is straight out of a dream, whatever dream, and straight out of your fish and chip shop or whatever the fuck you're talking about.
We're not going to shut up. We're talking to security. I'm sorry, but some guy comes from back.
Can we have security here? Like, if you have a problem, it's fine. Security is here? Okay, good. Want everybody to be happy, safe. I'll just play grunge riffs. You gonna walk on home. You gonna walk alone. You gonna see this room. Don't let them get to you. Love is good and love is kind. Love is drunk and love is blind. Love is good and love is mine. Love is drunk all the time. You gonna walk on home. You're gonna walk alone. You're gonna walk so far. You're gonna wonder who you are. Shh, 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 shh. Shh, 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 shh. Love is good and love is kind. Love is good and love is blind. Love is good and love is fine. Love is good all the time. Your love is good all the time. Your love is good all the time.
Still having a good time?
Roll your belly.
See love, see time, see death, see life, see tears, see right, see day from night, see pulse, see tune, see breath, stay home, see sun, see stars, see God, see ours. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. But far from here, else I'm gone. See eyes, see shine, see seas, see mine, see shadows wide, see ripple, see blind, see you, see me, see dance, stop me, see knots untied. See knots that bind. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. But far from here, else I'm gone. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. It's where I belong, but far from here, else I'm gone. So right when the thunder's done, the storm starts, takes you on, and one light swallows you under me. Rhapsody, still riptide fine, and panoramas of the sunset line, and heaven's faithful sovereign is still your dream. See love, see time, see death, see light, see tears, see bright, see day from night. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. But far from here, or else I'm gone. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. It's where I belong. But
now the very nice people here have extended the time so I can play a little bit more, so thank you very much. I've told this story before, but I'm sure most of you don't know it. And quite frankly, it's a subject that I've taken a lot more interest in lately because, at least in my home country, the rate of suicide is going through the roof like never before, and particularly with young people. And there was a period in my life, somewhere about 1992, where I thought many times about killing myself. And I don't mean just meditating on it, I mean like planning it. I gave away all my stuff. Somebody handed me a checklist of the 10 signs of suicidal prevention, and I was 9 out of the 10 on the checklist. And I started thinking about my funeral and what would people say and what would the pictures look like, and I went completely into that zone. And if anybody here knows what I'm talking about, I feel bad because that's a horrible place to be. And I encourage you, if anybody talks about killing themselves, please take it seriously, because this is an epidemic that I think we don't yet know how to deal with, because social media is obviously kicking some other thing into gear. Again, with young people particularly, but obviously people suffer everywhere. So if that's you, please talk to people, because I didn't talk to anybody. Nobody in my band knew. And this went on insufferably for a long time, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 2 months. And they say once you get into the planning the funeral part, that's when it gets really dangerous, because you start romanticizing the idea of death. And so, at some point, let's pretend I said, okay, it's Tuesday, I'm gonna kill myself Friday. And you can laugh, it's funny. And it was like, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay, Friday, it's gonna happen. And I had various scenarios, one of which was taking a bunch of mushrooms and throwing myself out the window. Psychedelic, if you're gonna go.
With a tuck belly.
And I woke up on that Friday morning, and I was like, you fucking coward, you don't have the guts to do it. And so I was faced, because it had built up for so long, over probably a period of about 9 months, I was faced with this really stark decision. Either I had to go on, in my mind, like a coward, whelp, I didn't have the guts to kill myself because I'm so weak, or just get it over with because I was bored with the subject, quite frankly, and I don't mean to say that without any humility. I was literally bored with thinking about death, particularly my own. And so I made a decision that day that I was going to live, and something broke within inside me that said, okay, well, if you're gonna live, then maybe you should start being the person that you actually are, not the person that you think you should be or want to be. Just be the person you are. Thank you. Which, of course, is a very weird, vampire, bat-like person. And in the course of the next 2 days, I wrote a song called Today, which I'm sure some of you know. And I wrote this song, which absolutely changed my life. And the last note that I'd like to bring up, because I was thinking about this on the train in today from the UK. Well, I guess are we still in the UK? I don't know these things, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Brexit, I don't know where anybody is anymore. I mean, come on. We got our own stuff going on in America. If you'd have told me at an MTV award about 20 years ago, hey, that guy over there, he's going to be the president. I mean, wow. So, this song, tragically and sadly, was banned by the BBC. Well, you should hear the story first because it does dovetail in another subject, which I'd like to talk about for a second, if you bear with me. So the reason the BBC banned the song was this song contained a lyric, "Cut that little child." And right as the song was coming out and released as a single, there had been this horrible murder of a little boy on some train tracks by an older man, and he had stabbed the boy to death. And it was, as far as I remember, it was a completely random killing, and they had footage of it, so it was like, as the media did, it became a huge story. And of course, it should have been a big story. All stories like that should be huge stories. And so I was thinking about it on the train today, and I was like, maybe I'll mention that this song was banned by the BBC, kind of like, I'm still getting it back at the BBC. But, as a parent now myself, the only thing I could think about today was those parents and what they went through. And my pride about my silly song is so small against what they went through. And so my tour manager, Doug, which some of you would know from social media, asked me, well, knowing all that, would you still have changed the lyric? Because my manager at the time, who was English and so was very in the culture, kept saying to me, you have to change the lyric. If you don't change the lyric, the song will be a failure, your album would fail, and you must re-record the lyric. I felt this tremendous pressure. And Doug asked me, would you change the lyric? And I said, fuck no. I wouldn't change the lyric. Not because I would have compromised. If I knew what I know now, I still would have compromised, because this song doesn't have anything to do with it. And we live in a world where things are put together that don't have anything to do with anything. Okay? But that said, my heart still goes out to those parents. And so my song is my song, and it's my song, and no one can take that away from me. And the fact that the BBC didn't play it, I don't give a fuck. And so with that, please enjoy my I Almost Killed Myself song.
It's how you with a smile, and crying like you want me to. Come back, little child. Inside of me, and such a part of you. Oh, yes, mom. Oh, yes, mom. I used to be a little boy, so in my shoes. This avenue with a smile and leave you like they left me here to well up into night. The bitterness of one who's left alone. Oh, yes, fun. Oh, yes, fun. Oh, they burn. I used to be a little boy, so in my shoes. But what I choose is my voice. What's the boy supposed to do? The killing me, killing you alone. I stand a smile over you. I stand a smile over to you. I send a smile over to you. The killing me, killing you. I send a smile over to you.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Shakedown 1979. Cool kids never had the time. Live wire right up off the street. You and I should meet. Junebug skipping like a stone, with the headlights pointed at the dawn. We were sure we'd never see an end to it all, and I don't even care to shake these simple blues. Don't know, just swear our bones will raise the dust. I guess forgotten and dumb to be loved alone. Double cross the bacon and the board. Then the chance what we have in store. Morphine city slipping news down the sea. And we but again, as restless as we are. Within the home, in the land of 1,000 gifts and born settlements, lamented and assured to the lights in towns below, faster than the speed of sound. The sound of how Justine ever knew the rules. Hung down with those freaks and ghouls. better than you can fake it. Down the sea, and we don't even care. The shaky step on blues, we don't know just where our bones will raise the dust and ideas, forgotten and unsung to the earth below. The street eats the urge, I'm see up now. And as you see, there's no one around. Thank you, guys.